Goddamn. You sang it again? Oh wow. Back at Olympus, man. Back in Olympus grind. We got a horse boy, I guess. Yeah, it's the guy with the same anomaly from like basically years ago. Super old one. Oh wait, we can actually move the other around. And it's not even peaceful form. That's the one. Comes a horse, bombwards, legs and everything. Also kinda like the armor. Reminds me of this kind of dragon armor from Dragon Ball armor from Skyrim and maybe Vergilius' outfit from Devil May Cry. Something like that. Some kind of a mixture there. But yeah, really insane what kind of event is coming up. What does it do? Rupture and Tremor. Wow, that's an interesting mixture. You would say. No, wait. You would dial something. Crescent Blade Strike. Wait, Crescent Blade is literally the Moon Blade. Okay. Haste. Wait, they've preserved haste from Rupture, but they've added Tremor or something. Shield HP. Yeah, and they've added a special Tremor build up. Haven't seen his passives though. Concussive. Okay, what does Concussive do? Multiple amount of stagger thresholds and by Tremor Burst and Rupture damage dealt against this unit by 20%. Oh. Wait, so you guys should only have stagger. And the Tremor. Wait, what? Stagger threshold is raised by Tremor Burst. It's gonna be harder to stun the guy? Rupture damage dealt against this unit. So Rupture will do more damage. Damn, yeah, you're definitely supposed to like mix and match teams at this point. It's not just the Rupture team poised. But he gets poise? What? When Family Heart candidate Ishmael inflicts Rupture, this unit gains poise? Why? Just because? It's supposed to be Ishmael's personal assistant. Where is it? Yeah, this guy. That's supposed to be him, I guess. But I'm actually not sure how's. I guess he's supposed to become like a new branch of Eisho, and this branch would be the horse type, because yeah, I guess Princess Ishmael likes horse or something, and that would be what was the animation? Takes out the face plates. Damn, that's a massive fucking wave. Whoa. I don't know, should we extract? We're getting a short one here. Does the short one need to even have the new ESM? Lineage. Yeah, I should pack Wu branch ESM. Was this for fucking 100th of the single percent? I mean, technically, don't really need to save up much, so might as well use it here. Is this like limited by? Wait, assured extraction, so it is gonna guarantee. Wait, you guys guarantee stuff. What's the probability here then? Announcer? Or is there an announcer left? Well, yeah, the rate is basically the same here. Fallibility son. Yeah. Teleport dung out. Why should survive? Fuck. I'm gonna see the who range is okay. Yeah, much higher. 0.5% chance. Then do you want the horse boy? Yellow, purple, green. Pretty good combination. Especially purple. This angle has the sloth and gluttony, was it? So and we would be pretty cool in this mixture. I'm gonna pull once, but otherwise there's really no reason to, at least not right now. Come on, game, proves that you're better than almost away. We got to some almost at home. Fuck. Okay. Well, but this game is not as punishing as almost is. Also, yeah, why was I not playing music all the time? Oh, wait, what? Oh, there. You can confirm? So yeah, the most important part. What are the rewards? Gotta check those first. Oh, Sinclair! Oh. Wait, burn again? What the fuck? Does Sinclair have a single non-burn? Fucking identity? Oh, let the smell of burning blood fuel my rampage. Blood flame massacre. Terror. Towards massacres in Chinese. Unfocused volley. Oh man, they're bringing this shit from Live Arena. Okay. Unfocused attacks that. Ooh, that's dangerous. Blood flame. Wait, blood flame? Same as the one Merceau has. That is pretty high. Deal 10% of coin's final damage bonus glutton damage. Why percentage? Why not just make the skill stronger with the fuck? Exalted command. The hell was that? If unit A applies this effect to unit B, yeah, let me pull up the fucking paint here. Unit B follows up an unopposed attack. With base weight. A applies it to B. So assume Sang applies it to an enemy. Why would the enemy follow up with an unopposed attack? With base skill 3 against the same enemy. Unit A attack with this skill activates a new attack. Doesn't activate as an power skill. The skill used as an assist attack does not affect Unit B's upcoming skill list. Well, yes, if it's a free attack, sure. Doesn't activate if an affected ally skill 3 is not unlocked. Wait. Are they saying it's a friendly fire attack? A and B are both parts of the team? So, for example, Sinclair attacks like, I know, the Faust and smashes everyone with base skill 3. Meaning it's like backstabbing your mates to make them go hard. And the long home young home gains fun effect, Heishu bolus condemnation. They share balls, okay. Mother Faust takes 95% damage from skills. Mao rush you. If this unit's wait, which unit? This unit speed is faster than your target's deal percent damage. Autos inflict rupture. Heishu Rodian inflict 1 rupture and critical hit. Does Rodian have crits? I guess she does. And Sea Gregor +1 poise count when dealing rupture damage once per turn. Wow, this is fucking insane. Wait, 11 stacks is in. Wait, 11. Wait, do they mean this? 11 stacks of 5%. So like 50% less damage, 50% more damage, +5 rupture, +5 poise counts. If you max out this the Heishu pack team. That's pretty insane, man. I already thought that Blade Lineage was kind of like going hard as a team, but this is even stronger. So you're basically assembling the Limbus team from the kind of parallel universe where Honlu did become he became the patriarch, whatever, the CEO of China here, and all of the other Limbus members were Heishu Pack members, and they were like going on a rampage everyone. What was the defense then? Oh my fucking man, the defense skills are better than the offense skills. Like all their like identities don't even have this as their third skill, as their strongest skill. These were just casually has it as a defense skill. A rooster's death strike. Oh, it's a rooster. Oh, so the is game lagging or something? Oh, yeah, it's not working. Yeah, this one is wrong. No. Well, no, actually, I think it's always like this for this. For this menu, for the event rewards. So the kind of shadow figures they've shown at the end of the, or maybe, yeah, somewhere at the end of the story, the last canto was literally these guys. We never got to see the rooster guy, right? And I think they only got him as this persona, this identity. Game Blood Flame. What the fuck is Blood Flame? Inflicts +1 more burn and rupture. Why burn and rupture if it's a blood flame? Like, there should be blood and flames, no? Bleeding. While this unit has this effect, heal free assign the points upon staggering or kill an enemy. Yeah, as if I 3 times per turn, yeah, sure. As if this guy will fucking kill 3 people. If this unit assign these at max and get a fence up. But it doesn't say like how many times per turn. I guess only once. Lose 1 stack at the end. No, wait. Lose 1 stack at turn end. No, wait, no. It's 3 stacks for both. Okay. So +3 offense level. If max sanity Sinclair, which sounds funny, like Sinclair is never at max sanity, kills a bunch of people. No, honestly, I don't hate this identity. It's just technically Isan already has it. Isan already has plenty of rupture, right? I'll show it here. Wait, this is flames, right? This one is. Huh? Oh, it can show those, but in a different. Yeah, you gotta log on the other menu. Now holding blood rivers like that. Yeah, tremor. Wait, that's tremor? This rupture, this I think has a little bit of rupture. No, it's blood fragility. This one. Tremor? Man, 3 tremors? 1, 2, 3. This bro has tremor? No, just bleeding. This one, 4 tremor identities, which are low tier, like only 2 on like medium tier rarity. And then bro's gotta get all the fucking tremor build, tremor grind. Okay, wait, I imagine we'll need to... where would I even use it? Oh, well, yeah, and with the Rapture team in this. Heisho. I guess this is all supposed to be Heisho. And yeah, that's all my Heishos. No more black hands on team. Yeah, this is technically Heisho. These two can be whatever. On chill. I guess it's time to spend some experience points. There's some space and gaze to make a bunch of experience. Missing others. Oh, he's already maxed out. Yeah, this guy is basically ready for the event. I have not seen anything but the trailer. Bonus units. Special one for Sinclair Isan and for the main character, basically. 20% gain for every Sinclair identity? Why? Okay, I guess Sinclair... Wait, are they saying Sinclair is the second main character here? So he's also going to be studying? During event, team will boost the amount of intro to G, Young, and Ren. I guess G is knowledge, Young is... I have no idea. Ren is humility... No, well... Humility, humanity. I guess it's just ethics, you know. Wait, no. Can I maybe ask AI? Cultivation. Conserve G, wisdom, yeah, that's obvious enough. Engaging with learning, critical thinking, moral insight is J. Young, which is courage. How do you cultivate bravery? Well, I guess just confidence and almost charisma. Face of adversity, courage is essential for growth of moral integrity. You gotta face fears. You gotta take action. Aligning one's values. Be resilient. Learn to recover from setbacks. Continue pursuit. Damn, that's actually pretty important. Man, fucking the Chinese actually figured it out long ago. And I run benevolence, humanness, or humanity, I guess, just shifted the meaning a bit. Compassion, harmony, understanding, sharing, acting in best interest, altruism and empathy, community engagement. Let's go. So what we're about to learn. Stages. So I assume it's not the entire event yet. Or is it the entire event? Probably not. Ooh, man. Okay, this thing is going to be pretty long. Strap in. Family Horrocks proof. It's actually Family Horror. Shows up. The hall was chill with a tense air, and those present all sat in complete silence. The traitor? Why is she here? Okay. I think she's not a traitor, she's higher position than some of these people. Then there was Yuan Chun, with her lips slightly curled in a mirthless sneer. And the center of it all sat Xiao Zixuan, unsure of what to say next. Well, everyone, Xiao Chun, sitting next to her, seat upon which Zixuan sat, smoothly takes control of the situation and begins the assembly. Honored guests of ours, lords of each family, their proxies, members, and loyal Zixuan's guests who stay here at our H Corp seems to be extending without a foreseeable end. Isn't she technically from Q Corp? What's up with her acting like she's the new less of an outsider than we? Yeah, and everyone catch that? Our H Corp? Well, I guess she's probably like married to the fucking king of H Corp or something. Regardless of everything else, in the fact that she hijacked the meeting from the get-go raised Ricos, especially with Xiao Zixuan, the family hierarch herself, presiding over this official assembly. Clearly, she is using the pretense of assisting the hierarch to assert her own dominance over these proceedings. As we are all aware, Variable former Xiaomu has always discussed with and confided in me about the matters of the greatest import, the momentousness of which steer the very course of H Corp's prospects. Even after I departed the family for Q Corp, Venerable former Xiaomu has always written missives to confer such matters with me. So, well, I mean, Xiaomu is kind of well, she's in a cutthroat politics, but she's not like a traitor. I guess Xiaomu is, she's okay, I guess, yeah. Whatever. Thus, as it naturally follows that I would be the inheritor of the Venerable Xiaomu's will, I shall be presiding over the User Assembly, which we can win now to discuss and determine the future of H Corp. Determine, well, I guess the old management is gone, so they do gotta determine a thing or two. Done. The great surname befits your station, Lady Yuan-Chun. We're all impressed by your utmost dedication to the Seed of Hong Yuan, despite your already saturated schedule. We can hardly thank you enough for your magnanimity, Lady Yuan-Chun. And my parents, a true shame that they could not be here. Oh, some praises of your expertise, Lady Yuan-Chun. Have you sung anything else? Ooh, the smart boy. Keep silence. Well, let me check something. Okay, so he does it. Man, the Witcher is cracking down on bots pretty well. Even some of the like utility bots you have to manage things are completely gone. Response from the participants are just as protracted, only obsequious instead of arrogant. As heads of some of the houses, throughout the investigation work sorting the forces for in the Wang Yuan, the vacuum. Very well, then sure we shall. Welcome, Zixuan, the next person to sit upon the seat of Hong Yuan's family arc. Greetings, now let's begin. For many years, all those who have gathered here have toiled day and night for the eternal prosperity and growth of H Corp. The Zixuan's expression immediately sours as Yuan-Chun. Answer mostly cuts her off of self-introduction. First, on the agenda for the assembly, are urgent discussions and passage on new major policy items have been tabled for far too long. Distributive contribution rights and auctioning policy, quarterly amnesty policy, new major policy, distributive contribution rights, auctioning. So are they again revise the whole. You only get to live in a place if you're some if you have a high position and like work really hard. Though I'm not even sure if it's working hard. It's corporate bullshit. How long big sister and you? Passing distributed contribution rights action policy would allow the open action for any remaining rooms the day before extraction days, and the quorum amnesty wouldn't do anything but give unfair advantage to certain families and high net worth individuals by guaranteeing them large real estate assignments regardless of their performance in the previous quarter. Damn, she fucking knows her stuff. Yeah. Auction for any remaining rooms the day before construction days. So they still cannot stop the construction? That's kind of bullshit. And, well, what's the problem with... I guess people get scammed? But doesn't the construction know how to... like, kind of evict, basically kill the person living in a place and not, like, regardless of where they are? How would redistributing quarters, like, change the reconstruction, like, singularity? The equivalent still won't go to do anything but give a fair advantage to certain families. Well, amnesty of what exactly? Yeah, that one I'm not sure. The stutters a little flustered before continuing. My point is, these policies are going to rattle H Corp's economy the moment they go into effect. Besides, these policies were pretty much drawn for lining the pockets of a select few families and high-ranking officials of H Corp. If I may remark, lining pockets is quite an odd turn of phrase to refer to the bare minimum respect society might repay to the highest contributing members. Don't you think? Before continuing, Suchan, I'm not entirely certain if you're aware, but ever since the ascension of the new family hierarchy, the perceived value of Hong Yuan has been racing to rock bottom. Clearly, this demonstrates Hong Yuan's concern and its lack of faith in the new opponent family hierarchy. Therefore, it naturally follows that our most urgent task at hand is to put stop to this value and reputation free fall and restore prosperity and greatness of Hong Yuan once again. Make Hong Yuan great again. Oh, that's my that's Finance Hierarchy job, right? Why are you... If you had perused H Corp's article association, you would have known that should H Corp be deemed to be in a state of crisis, the four great houses and the board of directors voice may also carry de facto power in assembly. And the board of directors, that's us, has determined that we are now in a state of crisis. State of crisis? What crisis? Everything that led to my ascension to the family hierarchy was legitimate, down to the final approval. These unseemly rumors and slander are tanking our value, which we have built up assiduously for years upon years of toil. So what is it? Supernova state of crisis? Technically, yeah. For the government, the only real asset they have is a reputation. Like the legitimacy, the legitimacy in Crusader King, legitimacy in Victoria Free. It's all about legitimacy. Like if people just don't trust it, if people don't trust the currency that the government is using, then the government will just become a bunch of dudes in a room yapping at everyone like to do things. So technically they're kind of right that the hit reputation might be problematic. Though I don't think it would be like, that big of a deal going from perfect reputation, perfect legitimacy to like, yeah, they've they are changing things. Like, they haven't even done anything heinous, you know, like... It's actually hard to come up with an example in a world where, like, fucking war crimes and vampires, like, slaughter, organ harvesting, and out in the street are, like, common sights. So, it's, like, the morals are warped enough where I think nothing could shake the legitimacy. I'm not sure how would you restore legitimacy in a world where, like, there's, like, ultra violence day to day. Yeah, and so especially with the fucking blood harvester guys, the blood harvester robots sweeping, the sweepers, right now every night. And who wouldn't doubt the new family hierarchy's qualities when this decline has coincided precisely with her ascension? What has changed? It was a perfectly nice coup d'etat, you know, like they entered the secret room that no one even knew about, slaughtered like the secret shadow government, proceeded with the usual like ascension of the new CEO like procedure, and that's it. The only thing people might know about is the outside forces almost making here before Heisho Pack like kicked in and defended the borders. But that's like natural. Like, of course, they would try to exploit this like moment of weakness. Like that's, I don't know. They're. I mean, it's a futuristic world, sure. And who wouldn't doubt the family of exception? Taeyun Chan was somehow turning the room against Sichun without presenting a single shred of evidence, training her as some burdensome hierarch who was single-handedly tanking each corpse value. No one in the assembly, no single representative from any families present stepped up to the point when I hold Sichun's swift actions were what finally repelled the outside forces. Yeah, she technically saved everyone because there were all the outside forces that were about to do like an intervention and potentially annex the entire place and have like not exactly a civil war, but just yeah, like a massive like foreign intervention, the war year, or like a government that's like switching on gears. Yeah, she totally did save them. How she deftly maneuvered her forces to quell the embers of war by quickly taking control of the chaos within the Korean. Yeah. She hadn't shown any glaring signs of incompetence since her ascension despite her relative experience. Early in Hongyang's board of directors, heads of each family averted their eyes, as though all of that had somehow elicited their minds. So you take yourself to be a qualified individual for this responsibility, Sichun? Well, proceed. We're all waiting for you to begin your briefing before the assembly regarding the last 30 years quarterly net revenue records for Union's singularity, LA business, your calculations on next year's fiscal debt forecast, and the exact recipe and variation numbers for the balls that have been registered in the last 5 years. That's she can totally do that, but man, bet she's gonna she knows all it. She is that smart. The Venerable Hierarch has not received the data prior to the meeting. You must all be aware of the chaos that follows ascension. Isn't that funny? Not once in the history of Holger has the family hierarch ever failed to provide immediate and detailed answers regarding Holger's historical statistics. Yuan Chun must have known all along too. Must have known how previous family hierarchs were all darkly supplied with immense positive information through the Xiaohuang Worm, or something of the equivalent. So they were only able to super manage this like super corporation the size of a country because they had the infinite knowledge like Giga Worm there above their asses. Okay. Also, I've just watched the documentary that kind of, honestly, was like super fucking eye-opening for how we're already in this, what's it called, like synthetic like state basically. How technology has already kind of driven towards communism and basically established modern like ways of governance and allowed for like mega corporations to exist because instead of people, instead of human bureaucracy, it's just all digital bureaucracy and digital like analysis for like people's behaviors and all that. So you don't even have to, like, if maybe like in 19th century you had to ask people like what the fuck do you want, like do you want I don't know more inflation, do you want like budget some state budget for this, like how do we vote on things in person. Now it's like all just out there in computers, out in algorithms and digitalized with like digital voting and digital fucking uh, petitions and many things, which was supposedly originally the idea of communism, because in communism, since it's authoritarian, you need one person like the hierarchy to know like absolutely everything, to be able to single like do a strong hand, like a role of resilience and power, basically just make bigger decisions, make like bigger plans, which would not be possible otherwise, like on individual level of other regimes and in-person kind of political dialogue. And she's using the target situation's weakness, knowingly asking questions. She's the first family hierarchy without the Namno Worm couldn't possibly answer. Well, does she have like Namno Wars like the offspring somewhere? Her specificity is tied to the universal seed of Herc Xiamu. Yeah, so Xiamu is like the old mother basically, matched only by the great power vested on opponents. Thus, how are we to leave the matters of the ring to someone who is severely unprepared for the task? Given the present circumstances, our hands may be forced to call toward the emotion of no confidence. When passed by high-ranking public officers, officials can result in removal of the chief executive from office. That's what's going. But what is that gonna do though? Are they saying they know all this shit? So they're going after Sitchin's power. So this is the picture that Yuan Chun wanted to paint. Yeah, but then finally hired stammering, stumbling through her first meeting with a total and near unanimous lack of support from the H Corp board of directors. Whatever genre they're on about, seems to me that they've got no ounce of respect for the last or us. No trust what's overly obsessed with numbers and optimizations. They'll be the first ones to kick you on the moment they no longer see you as a useful help. You're the only one who's pissed off, so can you please stop shaking your legs or something for a moment? Do we need to make our frustration any more obvious, you know? What was I gonna do? My RS1 would have left the chair long ago to earn for these last. I wonder, I still don't understand, why is Heathcliff the only one with accent? Because Heathcliff and Rodian has Gyaru kind of dialect, but many of these people like from different countries, like why doesn't Merceau use fucking French letters or something? Maybe Faust could like use German punctuation more. Mage Corp should the board of directors unanimously vote in favor of the motion. Certain parts of family hierarchy powers will be removed. It is entirely possible that she will become hierarchy in name only. No, so they're threatening to fire her unless she falls in line. This is something that's gonna go way too The assembly will now consider the motion of confidence. Are there any objections to bringing the motion of no confidence against family hierarchy, Zasitchun, to the floor? What? Hold on. The vote of no confidence is an item you can invoke so lightly. She family has no objections. That's the sheep family rep? What the fuck is going on? Let's say Wang family has no objections. Xie family too. The rest of the previous family had seemed to have changed precisely nothing. Those in power, more and more youthful faces, but their tongues still carry the same old resistance to change. That one's fucked up. These people are brainwashed. The new family heads were just as ungovernable as ever, and everyone seemed to be solely interested in staying in Jia Yunchan's good graces. New faces, same old. Man, I'm just now realizing the only reason bureaucracy is there is to support government legitimacy. Like the stamps and all that shit. You need to like take this fucking form to this guy over there to get anything from the government just because they want to add weight, importance to anything that's going on, like to any interaction with the government. That's a bullshit on. Well, there's still sorting kind of convenience there, of course. And you also say Heathcliff wasn't the only senior for a human rage. It is far too vexing to simply watch and do not. Right? I mean, you will let it slide. Don't you, Hud? Sancho, then. They're walking all over the situation like she's not even here. Pursue. We cannot let such injustice transpire unabated. It seems like we're both on the same page here. That's it. I'm not going to hesitate to make myself heard again. This time I want to be courageous to your help, Sancho. Come on, let's do this together, okay? Very well. I am in agreement. Oh no, it's bad. Oh no. Hold him, someone. Yeah, then let's go on three at the same time. Shit, it's not gonna go. If there are no objections, 1, 2. The Assembly will put this resolution to vote in a month and 3. Here I object. Igiari. Oh, was it Igari? Igari? Yeah, I think Igari. The objection from Prince, right? Bloody hell, or there you go, medal. At the center of the entire room, individual astonishment alone. Huh? Sancho still, what the fuck? Sancho is drawn. Sancho still firmly in their seats, gazed upon Sinclair's brows and rubber nose. Huh? Is Sancho awoken? Is she no longer the butt of the joke? Young Sinclair, though, has the all in need. Wasn't imagine and mitigate pursuit of justice though has become, with such unwilling fervor and utter disregard for decorum. Sir, mine efforts have finally borne fruit. What the hell? Did Sancho Heathcliff suddenly rub off on you something? No. What happened, Sancho? We were going to happen to objecting together. Well, I had taken thy suggestion to mean that we must voice our respect for the official channels, borrowing the titles of the illustrious Red Geese and the Department of Limbus. Disputes and discussion of power on such a high level of governance are hardly ever resolved with rash grandstanding. Was thou not agree? Why are you not all of a sudden? What just happened? What happened to climbing, my boy? Well, I guess I just assumed that this is how Limbus company rolls now. There seems to have been an unexpected outburst from Citroen's guests. We draw objection, and will consider this a momentary loss of control, not entered as an official statement. Honestly, yeah, actually, on this level, basically anything that happens in a room is fucking written down, fucking, set in stone and has to be reviewed. It was, his eyes were shaking. If not, I take it that you have full confidence in your abilities. So please, I encourage you to elaborate when and how will Citrine demonstrate our aptitude for these abilities of the family hierarchy. He can't. And how could anyone? How could anyone when we all had a very clear view of our path to ascension? During the family hierarchy evaluation, W detonated the coins he received from Zali to you. Essentially, you pity partied your way to victory. Pity partied. And for your ascension, Tetsuo and those outsiders from Upstart Company had to almost literally carry you to the seat. Has there been a single victory attained by your own hands in that entire process? Oh, but have we not all been witness to qualities she exhibited during the family hierarchy evaluation and her own ascension? You must have no shame snaking your forked tongue in the audience above heaven and earth, like a waiting buffoon. Confucius, let's go! Wait, what? It was Zigong? Okay. Zigong with the triads, basically. Yeah. I see the point. Man, I like her so much. She's such a... Man, her design alone is so cool. Her with her grace needs only demonstrate her all the established qualifications before. I like how it's like a clash of corporals and clash of like philosophers. Like who's gonna come out on top is very curious. There's no place for an outsider to speak. But proceed. Just how will she prove herself before us? Why not statement coming from a fellow outsider who's been chattering for minutes on end? Forgive me, I could only presume from your verbosity that the right to speak in this forum was open to all the outsiders. True. Okay. Gather good. You've said it yourself, no? That the vote on the non-confidence resolution will proceed in a month. That seems to give Venerable Hark a month to regain trust of each family. It is rather clear to me that there are many who find their own defeat in the family hierarchy war difficult to accept. Such a doubt is easily resolved. A match between clans should lay out the result quite obviously. For a challenge between clans, which would preclude the participation in the family hierarchy Keisho Pack and Jialan guards. So we would remove her power and Zoo, cannons and chariots before the game even begins. Why not make this test a series of pairing matches in both academia and martial arts, if such is the case? I know for sure Chariot I've already read Art of War. Chariots are like basically the most important thing in a war. Like the amount of chariots basically decides the power of your attack, I guess. The wealth of your army. But then there's also securing the supply chains, which is even more important. But the cannons I'm not sure about actually. What the significance of cannons is. But it's probably all fucking Art of War. Just the ability, What audacity, do you truly have that much faith in Zetsushun's abilities? You must know the consequence of failing these matches, no? There will be an unanimous, one-sided end to the vote of no confidence, and naturally any and all rights appertaining to the family hierarchy should be transferred to the board of directors. This is Maras. You are free to choose any champion who you see fit. Fortunately, your underlings don't seem to share your inflated confidence. That's not true at all. Big sister Yanchi. We actually have just as much confidence in Citrine as she does. His wide eyes stared directly and blinkingly at Zayonchunas. It occurred to me that this might be his way of expressing anger. Impudent child. How dare he stare me down like that? then you're welcome to try. 1 month. In other words, should you successfully prove yourself, none of you shall again rightly challenge the independent right and powers vested upon the family hierarchy. The consequences of such a wow, okay, now, okay. Chill, man. Like, the words so far were like, whatever, they were fine. This is like the final boss. Recalcitrance.
Recalcitrance.
Recalcitrance. One good. Stubbornness, mischievousness almost, obstinateness. So the concept of this stubbornness would be no different from, man, how do you even learn this word? Where the fuck did this come from? Recalcitrance. Yeah, I can't even, oh man, whoever is translating the game is like on a whole new level. Would be no different from those that your traders are facing, would you agree? Well then, we'll excuse ourselves now. Oh, wait, Second turns around the words with the same mysterious smile and slowly directs outside the assembly. Man, I wish we had Zekong as one of her teachers. That was super hype. She was like one of the leading characters, leading roles in the event. We may call them spare matches, but you must know that each and every one of them is a test to prove your claim to seat of family hierarchy. A month is time far too brief for drastic improvement, regardless of whom it may be. Learning from a proper master for 10 months straight might teach you a few things, but who knows how long the search for one such master might take. Not to mention the official channels, for which you must bring them past the Korean's wall, which may take up to 2 months. Why not run now and relinquish but a part of your powers as the family hierarchy to the board of directors? It seems as this fellow's outsider's mental faculties are partially lacking. My lord has spoken in the past that when in presence of 3 people, at least one of them is bound to be a teacher of mine. And here they are, aren't they? Zashishin's masters, each carrying something new to teach. All 3 of them. Yeah. Are they same month? Because it's like also like a corporate thing with the internship like period where you get fucking basically fucked for a month to learn things and then maybe attempt the proper like employment. Is that it? Man, I kinda wanna become an intern at a fucking uni. Universities are fun. And unis usually have like this like just enough like bureaucracy, you know, just enough like fucking around where you it's kind of formalized, but at the same time you're having like a ton of fun. Okay. See, I assume I'll need the vapor, the fumes. We were planning to train Zachishin anyway, but it seems that we are now under an expected deadline. Ah, hey, when you said the LCB was going to help me out, did you guys mean that you were going to publicly humiliate the crap out of me at the assembly? Bro, they fucking canceled your ass. Of course, Nancy-chan. Because Syrian Chun is an old snake. You just given her 30 days to set that the perfect stage for my downfall. To prove the world once and for all that I'm not qualified at all to be family hierarchy. But Sichun, weren't you always so good at humbling anyone who dared underestimate you? Not so much anymore. Back then, looking at it, I thought I just had to hold on with everything I had. I thought that's all I ever had to do. But now, wait, is she blushing? I think she's blushing. Now? Now, things are different. It's true that I'm vastly underqualified to be family hierarchy. She's right, I pretty much locked into the position. Citron, don't tell me that that woman's bullshit actually got to you. Well, she wasn't completely wrong, right? I'm just some kind of some kid who happened to be just good enough to survive some traps and ambushes. I'm afraid that the responsibility of family hierarchy might be too much. Her self-confidence has significantly decreased compared to the observation from our previous interaction. The heck, Citron? I don't remember you being this kind of character. Okay, what character? What happened to the girl who looked down on us among the math? You even had the audacity to pretend to not know who we are, didn't you? Where'd all that comments go, girl? That actually got under her skin back then, huh? So, Citron, what do you want us to do? Are you sure you're okay with this? Are you okay with letting this happen? If I let it happen, Big Sister Yanchuan's going to continue expanding her influence here. I'm sure she and the board of directors have been cozying up to each other for a long time. Is the implication that her testaments on her influence were true? Yeah, it's true. Before she left Q-Corp, Big Sister Yanchuan's used to always accompany Zamu to the assemblies. If we just let them hold the vote of no confidence, they're going to anonymously vote against me. Reduce family hierarchy scope of power, and who knows, they might even call for a relation. However unlike that sounds. Besides, Pixie and Shun-Shi, I think her division of Hong Yuan's prosperity might be different. What she's looking for isn't H-Corp's prosperity, but WN's. And I know that this all has something to do with its ties to Q-Corp, which I bet, that's not a princess talk, has already been going on for a while, just under my radar. I'm sure they've already had plenty of talks behind my back. Which is not the kind of vision you have for Hong Yuan's future, right? And that's why you spoke up against her. My vision for Hong Yuan... I want to change H-Corp to be the kind of place where people can live without fear. I just never imagined I'd have to prove myself like this, and only in 30 days. Even then, your vision hasn't changed, right? It hasn't. Great. So it's decided then. We just need to deliver the bad news to Sode. So to summarize, the responsibility of trying to trim for these amorphous tests upon which hinges the family arc's fate. There's almost every faucet, which is in almost every faucet, which is entirely under Zazu insurance control. Lately, and is probably trapped within the next 30 days is ours. And I have to explain that to Sode. Wow, that sounds like a lot of work. Postmortem reports have become quite rot. Postmortem? Right, he must impress upon the illustrious red gaze that it wasn't mine idea at this time. Sinclair started backing out of the yacht as she made her desperate plea towards Sode. There's like fucking two like hamsters fucking attacking each other. Yes, and I understand that as well. For the A side. As always, Sode was wearing the same refreshingly incomprehensible smile. Kind of smile that makes people increasingly anxious. Well, it gives us about 30 days, during which those pairing matches tests will be happening as well. I understand I never should have stepped out like that, but something just... So, let's give it our rest. Oh, we messed everything up again, and huh? The Limus company was always going to remain here, and assist me just shouldn't assist her acclimatize yourself to your responsibility of family hierarchy. It was a part of the plan. Well, actually, I'm glad that I took false advice about how meticulous planning is completely pointless when it comes to Elizabeth's missions. I never would have had to submit my separate disciplinary reports back during the J-Corp incident I had known. Oh, let's go. I believe I should be able to explain this further. Prior to his departure, my lord was concerned that such a thing would come to pass. Is why he has left Zulu and I here to look after the new family Hark's position, which must still be on rather thin ice. Let's go. Zigong is gonna be one of our characters here. That's what they were probably talking about when he pulled him aside. Doing nothing and allowing her wicked machinations to progress would have irrevocably made the entire board, the directors not but potty in Yunshun's hands. And that would have led that snake to de facto assume the seat of family Ark. Against such an insidious foe who wields intrigue as her weapon, the most viable strategy is the most direct one, to challenge her head on. Well, technically, yeah, she was pretty much bluffing. Like, she knows fuck all. And Zashishun might just know just a little bit more than she does. And Zashishun is not an outsider, and she has the status, besides, and this not giving you the excuse to needed to prolong your company's stay in the Union, is also a prime opportunity for Zashishun to solidify her influence, depending on the outcome of the vote. They have played right into our hands by accepting this deal. So, I don't know, the rain never is parade, but are we not going to see what might happen if we fail? No, we're not, because we will not fail, not without saving your efforts. Also, were you serious back there when you said that we were going to teach Zechishun old wells? I won't object to selecting only a few of us with a better aptitude to be educators. Oh, by the way, we already have an established learning hierarchy based on the sum of each of our abilities. Whose results weren't entirely to my satisfaction due to unexpected incidents. As always, that is a statement marred in narrow vision. Try rifle factual fractions. I understand that the qualities of a good teacher are defined not by such statistics. Statistical what? Did she like make like one of those dwarven records of like the ways someone fucking did it wrong and like turn into a statistics thing? So he must be the one who placed a less than skill in a skill. Ah, wait, do they refer to fucking LCB health check? But that does not show mental capacity, I imagine. It's just the strength thing. Because Sinclair is a fucking child, and Sancho is like the Giga Vampire fucking deaf. So they had to like bring him to the same level somehow. I'm still not sure how that happens. But yeah, Husky-san, to explain that point. Just to say anything, but not to stand now like a surf. I may have overacted. Overacting? Yes, I'm overacting. Whereas narrator not reacting in the first place. My lord has said that from the virtues we may learn to replicate their merits, from the flawed we may learn to avoid their faults. As long as the student is willing to learn, anything can be a teacher. Well, by the logic, someone in the middle wouldn't be that useful, right? I also, to embrace this teaching, seek from all those who we come across, just what in heavens are you doing? I am preparing a lesson planned for young children of our family Hark. Where she got it unadvanced. So what are these yellow dwarf things here? It is a star, twinkling in its radiance. According to the schedule we have prepared, the student would have negative 3 hours available for sleep. This lesson plan's execution will require cooperation from D-Corp. D-Corp, we need fucking time manipulation for this. Technically, yeah, they could. Well, not D-Corp. Technically, shouldn't work like this. Oh wait, no, that D-Corp. The one with Eurodivi and fucking top hats. That one might work, yeah. But I don't think they give like time stop and devices to everyone. Yeah, two would be a mistake. Most fatal indeed. I shall correct the post haste. Zigong staring on Sandra's expression, her wild artistic merit upon the curriculum with her usual crescent moon eyes. Man, Zigong so beautiful. Shit, she's like the perfect wife for real. Smart fuck, stylish as fuck, just a perfect person. Wait, is that supposed to be Zigong's grimace? Of course, they should do their own. I suppose I need not to be shaken by a real thing until we have your actual lesson plans in hand. Hey, thanks for putting your faith in us, Zigong. We barely have any of that to go around ourselves, so I understand it couldn't have been easy. You say that I have learned my lesson. The recent events have taught me that the path of learning is truly one without end. Damn, they're so like meta about learning. Wonder if it's a good thing. So I see that you have only worked in your lesson plans as per Zikong's request. What? Zulu without the uniform? And she even has a fucking bunny badge. Huh. She has some kind of unusual haircut though. And it reminds me of the Kurokomo fucking boss guy. I received a total of 12 lesson plans. Hold on, shouldn't there be 13 of them? Even the executive manager has decided to spare their precious time to teach a class. Oh yeah, and my lesson plan too. That is because... so who didn't do their homework? Another big silence, everyone turned around and looked at one who seems. Hey, me? Oh please, at least try to make compelling arguments. Well, better than you could possibly. It's me. Do you think? Do you been acting out characters all recently? What's going on? Well, Sinclair is kind of young to be fucking making lessons. What do we even teach? Puberty? In Sinclair's seat was a large stack of papers, each filled to bring writing. Though technically he probably has like the freshest like, you know, school fucking knowledge and everything. Unlike the other, you know, adults here, who probably only have expertise from their like respective field. Sinclair, are these papers? Ooh, I'm done. Oh, he has the biggest lesson plan. He placed a bundle of sweat-soaked papers in Zul'Gan. Oh wait, it's almost like the reference to that fucking rupture identity of his, where he fucking inscribed like a billion amulets. Oh, and she receives it with mild trepidation. You seem to have dedicated quite momentous efforts in drawing up this lesson plan. Observer, we'll start reviewing from the first of the stack. 108, analytical approach to an aesthets AA. What does AA mean, and how do you plan to explore all 108 approaches a month? Regional artistry destinations. Wait, did Sinclair learn so much from the other team members that it has now become part of him, and he's drawn lessons from all of them into one like stack? Fuck you, you went too far. Huh? Right, sorry. Little Agent, that you're reading from for the use 108 approaches. Wait, what paint did you use? It's quite viscous and the paper has partially melted. Did he help Ryoshu write her stuff? Lady, watch yourself, you almost got some MR. Ah, painting. So and trails coating the world. What the fuck? Memeing the shit out of it too. Yeah. Now you know as appreciate the artist so slowly. So Russia just made Sinclair draw a bunch of fucking Gore the Jinchi or something. Just what the hell did you paint on paper? Hey, get it together. Zulu stumbled briefly, whatever was on the paper must have given quite a shock. Oh, my mind wandered for a moment. This is too dangerous to be used for a lesson. Thus it goes to the discard pile. Weak cells. So ground the paper without stations, that's the sign. Technically Zulu would be fucking strong as hell, right? Because she knows the magic rings. Entry to societal ring and integration, impressive title. Chavon, how to shake hands with your left hand when the situation calls for it? Maybe. Politics? Chapter 2, exploration of exclusively long sleeve fashion and practices. Well, Citroen does use long sleeves. Chapter 3, projecting confidence and why having a bug arm is so cool. What the fuck? Breaker just wrote about himself. That's, you know how it is. Be proud of who you are. All this philosophy stuff. So he's using his life example to teach about, like, compassion, I guess, tolerance. I wanted this lesson to give a bit of a paradigm shift where we can all come to see our flaws, no feelings, but as evidence of our individuality. Okay, yeah, totally. Which will usher in a world where we can carry on with our lives no matter what kind of armor we have. Discard. Next. What the fuck? Let's quickly flip through pages. Intro to denigrative linguistics. Denigrative? The power of words. Sticks and stones may break their bones. So let's add the words to the pile. The fuck is denigrative? I don't think it's a real concept. What is denigrative? I'm a great link of himself, so I should not recognize this thing. Style language communication that involves derogatory, disparaging expressions. So basically, study of insults. Actually, yeah, I know this one. I didn't know what it's called. Study of slurs, stereotypes, pejoratives, and the promotion of inclusive language. Study of slurs promotes inclusive language. Well, I guess, yeah. I even know they're like slur, well, not slur, just pejorative glossaries out there, and pejorative dictionaries where the entire dictionary just swear words in every way possible. And God, always there are 3 tones of these. Include the ability where they follow your needs. The lesson teaches methods for racism. I have concluded. So how is she in this field? Practice of vagus splitting. Why is all disconnected? "21 reasons to pay attention." Whose is this one? How to track down a troublemaker. And the shredder went. And when did it even get there? They are using yawning as a cover for popping a cookie or to eat a mouth, especially useful when gay lectures. Yep, that's all your audience. Hey, if you get good enough at it, you can do that with nuts too. Nuts, like nuts without shell. I think nuts are pretty difficult to eat sneakily because they're probably, they're pretty crusty, I imagine. And so it was you who made those crunchy noises in our last meeting. What? Do you take me for an amateur? There are social maneuvers. Who let it flow through you? How to not make things awkward when you walk right in someone bad mouthing. Oh, whose is this one? It can't be Mersal. Oh no, home rider. It's home loose. The most important part of this art is to flash a refreshing smile in a way that looks earnest. It helps when you convince yourself that smiling is what brings good fortune. Smiles have a way of disarming people, giving them pause and making them hesitate. Huh. Knocks were common. Interesting. But it's not just about smiling, right? It's like disarming behavior overall. I remember Destination Classroom, when the main character used an instant look to pretend like he's not going to do any harm and was the only one able to approach the teacher. This can't go and bring myself to prowl. How to make complete stillness for a week until the next command is received. I must prioritize strengths that are unique to myself. Well, true. Standing up in stillness for a week is the quality one might seek in the family hierarchy. Yeah. Wasn't nice. This one is certainly interesting. What separates bravado from bravery? Jack shites. Set off and grab your weapons. Yep. Here's my philosophy that reason doesn't necessarily need to be considered before coming to blows. Martial prowess is indeed an indispensable part of family hierarchy's qualities. Our focus is not on developing hierarchy of syndicate. Next. Information disparity is a driver in inequitable treatments. Technically, Faust is already dealing with information sources like coming from an entire like network in her brain, right? So she would, well, she should be able to do like information for herself. Like teach her maybe a few methods of like two alternatives to brain augmentation or something. That's actually the most interesting sounding one so far. And the application of engineering frameworks. Okay, it's kind of losing me, but I'm still on board. Systematic resolution in a rational self-interest driven size. Gesellschaft. Yep. Man, I gotta read False like fucking book about what's it called again? Wasn't it actually just called Gestalt or something? I think it was like about a girl who fucking saw multiple versions of herself. Something. Is it still going? That was 1/5 of the full title. Seems that the same trouble has hindered both of you and I. Every word in that title was added for its absolute necessity. Indeed. True. Okay. Homie. After she had gone through the majority of our lesson plans, finally. Now it's over. It's my turn. Yeah, he's the longest one. Singular aside to the prejudice of someone who has just been bestowed with the most important mission of his life. Thinking back, even back in school, I used to daydream about becoming a teacher myself. I thought I could be good at it. Technically, yeah, he's a story of maturing. I guess you could say I'm pretty happy to keep beginning and breathing like this. Always blushing. Oh my man, the yaoi fans are fucking going wild. The Fujoshi's they're gonna like spend a while with this one. I call my lesson The Fear of Self-Overcoming. That's basically, yeah, the title of the original book is. What's it called again? Oh, also I'm realizing he's actually pretty quiet for you. Because I've lowered the volume before. Where's that again? Wait, what's the soundtrack? Is it new? It's not new, is it? But it definitely has. It's definitely Hongyuan kind of vibe, this song. Fuck, what's it called again? The Dorian? No, not Dorian. What the fuck is the name of the book Sinclair came from? It was all about the boy maturing, being bullied and stuff. Technically, Honolulu and Sinclair are not that different. It's just the pressures are external with Honolulu and internal with Sinclair. Like for Sinclair, self-discovery. For Honolulu, it's like living up to public fucking expectations, kind of. But by always striving to be a better person than I was yesterday, I give this. But what if I like who I was yesterday more? Yeah. Rodan going on. That's okay, everyone has their own unique potential sleeping deep inside. So with everything I've learned and experienced so far, I'm not saying that I like who I was. As if a person could ever be perfect, you know? Like, there's always room for growth, even if you have to take a few steps back to make a leap forward. So with everything I've learned and experienced so far, let me teach you how not to doubt your own capabilities, how to hold you higher. Hold on, you had me for a second there, but don't stop acting like you're an infinitely more enlightened person than I am. I was waiting for when she was gonna say that, because I'm sure Citron is not that bad. If she lived so lavishly and didn't study for shit, I'm sure she's at least on the same level, not to need to learn anything from those guys. Of course, I've prepared a speaking class where you can learn how to speak with modesty too. Modesty? What is she modest? She's the CEO of like one of the biggest fucking countries out there, corporate states. I never would have imagined Sinclair would be into this into it. Yeah, too bad he's not into it. That he's not even listening to what Citron is saying. Following that, your company's it seems that Zulu has completed her review. Now everything's going everyone. How's everything going, everyone? Can class prep going well? Man, these two characters are they're kind of similar, yeah. They're all my curriculum most special. Oh, that's no. That was his impression upon taking a good glance at Sancho, who was sobbing and cradling the shredded pieces of her lesson plan in her hands. Well, he wasn't a complete bust, at least Sinclair's lesson plan survived. Ooh, Miss Zagong, Miss Holly, I prepared a full 3 days worth of lesson plans. Would you like to take a look? But Zagong started around looking at dozens of lessons. They were getting away. Zagong especially was looking away with an unspeakable expression of pity. So he doesn't know. Would you mind explaining this to Gonna bring himself down and apologies. This young man spread his entire stack of lesson plans all on his own. I see. Weakness has found its way into your heart in the face of such earnest efforts. I understand. However, it has been decided Sinclair will not be participating as one of Citron's teachers. Or should I call you pupil Sinclair, to be exact? This has to have a mistake, right? Isn't Citron the pupil here? No, there haven't been any mistakes here. My lord has specifically instructed that you are to learn from this as well. Huh? What? Seriously? This isn't right. Guys, this isn't right. Back to school, let's go. Man, this is epic. I also fucking like the classroom, man. It was so stylish. Let me make the preview for this one. Then I want the different pick initially. Now this looks like a proper classroom, does it? What do you have on your desk there? You would have felt pretty temperamentally while you were just sitting there all alone, don't you think? So I bet seeing is the resident expert on going to schools, right? School was a luxury for me, you know? Yeah, I think Rodin's story... I don't think Rodin was a school kid though. I think Rodin was like a university student, I think, yeah. It's technically it's kind of weird, this classroom, because it's like an old-fashioned one. It basically looks like a fucking church. Modern classrooms are supposed to be like super open and like, you know, they're not supposed to confine your brain to a box. Yeah, maybe that, but that doesn't mean I ever wanted to go back to school. Wait, how old is Sinclair? You should learn to be grateful. I don't dole out my teachings to just anyone. Don't forget we have to redo the whole lesson plan under their supervision. All these, you always get on your soapbox and try lecture everyone about something after every single battle anyway. And usually you always get hyperfixated on something. Once you find something interesting, you never stop talking about it, for 3 hours at least, and I will ensure that you receive the best education I can provide, Sinclair. Man, this son is a fucking scientist, so... That's a lot of experience, honestly. You should think twice, Sinclair. Hold on, son. I thought you were the underdog duo. Remember during the checkup when I said, we got this? We're going to get this together. The bottle of champagne and a twisted picture of the true scale of strength, the sole measure of which honestly relied entirely on physical might. I shall not hesitate to impart knowledge for those who require education. Who do you require education? Congratulations, my lady. You have found yourself a deskmate, which some also call a bestie, depending on desk placements. Where? Oh, what? Oh, man, I was not prepared for this. A blessed image like this? You should see this, man. Oh, I'm fucking skewing this one. Look at her, man. Kira Kira. The deskmate, bestie. What the heck does any of that mean? Well, I guess, yeah, they didn't really have friends in this fucking castle place. Huh? The Citron's eyes widened for confusion, as though she just heard those words for the first time in her life. Huh, when I first met her when she was 16, she explained to me that she hadn't attended any school-like institutions. It is part for the course for children in Hong Kong who are raised for the purpose of becoming the next family arc. Yeah, I guess it's like fucking shinobi training and not studying exactly. The reason being that schools can be a perfect place to assassinate someone. To real life? So, deskmate and besties. Sinclair began explicitly resigned to the fact that he was essentially going back to school for a month with other seniors as teachers. Well, what Sinclair is the good match. You know what it reminds me? It reminds me of the overall latest chapters with Vines making the elves like look for child friends, even though Ora and Mare are old as fuck and on a completely different level from a child. But since they look like children, Hines just had this like agenda to make them like play fucking house with other kids, which yeah makes no sense, of course. I almost feel like they should have put Heathcliff in this position, no? Like the one fucking bully, skipping brats motherfucker would actually be a good contrast to Citrine. Usually, besties usually sit next to each other and help one another out. A bestie might nudge the other awake when they doze off, share their homework with one another if one forgot to do theirs. They usually end up being included in the best memories of each other's school time. So not very important at all, huh? I think I got this on my own. I don't need a bestie. It may have come a few years late, but I'm moved that my lady finally has a chance at experience school. Same here, I remember it like yesterday. Citrine would sit and watch other kids walk to school from a distance, tears welling in her eyes. Watch other kids? What kids? They're, I believe, super fucking far away. Man, dude, shut up. Oh, that reminds me, one day out of nowhere she started saying something about eating from lunchboxes with friends. I haven't a clue as to how or where she even heard about that. But she snuck into the kitchen and... shut up. Come, hurry up, 3 days are ticking now. We've only got 3 days. So wholesome. Fortunately, I have become quite occupied with another task of great importance. consistent way of indexing and reviewing various documents that are critical are in critical need of organizing. Thus, I must have the lesson planning task to you too. To Miss Solly, have you any thoughts on the matter? Slacker. What was it? I said nothing. Man, we're getting these images of on screen, nice. Man, this is so blessed. 30 days of classes. Starting now as well. Wait, why do you say for free? Where is it? No cost here? There's 0. This is only now? It's gonna cost something later? So they appeared to have aged several years overnight. Their faces hung in swell and shell. Finally, after referencing the idiocracies and idiosyncrasies and various statistical data available to us regarding each center, we managed to come up with an appropriate curriculum. Sweet, please, I'm back so fucking big. Ms. Zulu? Oh, apologies. Sleep deprivation has relieved me of clear mind. The path of an ninja carrier is truly a growing one. Marching to the battle would be much easier. Still thanks to Mr. Zetsu's methodology you shared, we managed to find a way to make this quite efficient. Wait, the handbags are gone. Fucking mutant ass. Efficient, huh? To be a true family hierarchy, there are dozens, hundreds of virtues one must understand and master, however. In 30 days is impossible. Thus, we have categorized countless virtues into 3 separate categories. And they're called... Jia, Yong, Run. Where are these supposed to be? Did they shoot this fucking chart chop arrow? Ji, Yong, and Run. Ji for wisdom. Okay, I'll explain the same shit. Ren, humanity. Okay, so they translate as humanity. Humanness is bullshit. Yeah, I fucking lied. Humanity is Ren. When I was with heart. Well, it might not be a perfect translation, but it might be like the original translation of how they translated for the first time they saw these concepts. Somewhere fucking in literature, you know. The compass of behavior that dictates the respect toward everything. Clearly most faculties of the school are severely lacking in all 3 other criteria. Just how do you think they'll be able to teach students anything? Yeah, like a certain someone who needs a lesson in German. Are you sure I'm in good hands? Just what the heck am I supposed to learn? Where's Wei? Mr. Wei isn't Ms. Zigong are currently quite preoccupied with handling the manual task of paperwork. Alright, Mr. Wei, do you want me to deliver this message to you? Be strong. Wei! Wait, was it like a death note? Okay, wait, fucking die. Let's go, it's fucking Prince Maker. Interface, wait, what was this? Combo? Man, you have to explain all of it. Days and stats. The goal in the game mode is to raise the main stats G on the run. So as possible over the course of 30. Wait, IRL days? Man, if it's IRL days, that's insane. Wait, it says Ke something Kaishu. So the lesson starts on the offender. Man, they should just translate the game to Chinese. I have no idea why they can't translate the game to Chinese. There's so much cool Chinese stuff here, and they're still against it. Probably for political reasons. H was a spring cultivation, but her name is Spring. You're cultivating the person. Each Class specialize in raising different stats, and some classes might even raise or lower students' morale values. Wait, lower the morale? The fuck? Aside from days with fixed classes, you can choose up to 3 classes per day. The variety of circle classes grows as the days go on. Variety grows? Oh. Classes can either end in success or failure. A successful class can greatly increase the amount of stats gained, but a failed class will greatly reduce the amount of stat gains. Higher morale result in a higher chance to have a successful class. This is why I call the stream Musume At Home, because we have the Musume, well, Uma Shonen Isang there, his horse identity, and we have the cultivating here. Actually, man, in reality, gacha mechanics are basically cultivation. You cultivate identities with cultivating personas and cultivating your princess, but in like a more setting. Instead of becoming an emperor, you become a fucking expert in something like this. But the failed class will greatly reduce the amount of stats. It's literally fucking Musume, man. They're getting Musume grind. I almost feel like they should have done a collab or something. Like it's just a small collab, like if maybe one identity or 2 identities. They even like Isang is basically a horse. Class combos are class combinations that give certain bonus effects. Fixation Encyclopedia for Dummies combo. Okay. Once you discover a combo, you can preview its activation in the schedule menu. So you learn lesson recipes. Taxidermy geniuses. What the fuck? We'll review all discard combos and undiscard combos in the combo list page. Begin class. Once you select the class, select to fucking begin class. Class progression progresses automatically. During class, you can review students changing stat values in real time. Wait, they change in real time? As well. Taking a class gives you experience. Once a class experience has been maxed out, the class will be upgraded. Oh, okay. Why is this one smiling so weird? Creepy ass. Taking high class increases, please note that classes cannot be upgraded beyond master. Okay. Wait, so it's novice, expert, master. I guess 3 levels. Slash resistance though. Raising G on random stat beyond a specific level, or raising class to a certain level enhance students' combat prowess. These enhancements are applied separately to Ziachun and Sinclair. Sinclair too. Why are we grinding Sinclair too? Select the magnifier icon here to use the Ziachun's detailed stats. Their stats beyond. I guess her identity, her NPC, but with augmentations. The Ziachun's solo battles. Ooh. Mandatory exams? He has exams? During days, combat encounters may occur in place of classes. The Ziachun will be participating in these encounters on her own. Why is it encounters? It's the clan. What's again clans? Yeah, it's the representative of the Shihuajan Shi clan. Skill cells in chain automatically press Gongshi. Why is it a gong? They fucking brought a gong. Only by winning the counter. Only by winning the combat encounter can she progress to the next day or next class. Why is Sinclair marked as a chick? Okay. Deep top shape, moral high, no stats. Cultivating a German boy with Chinese fucking values, virtues. Some mole, no insane. Damn, her mole is actually pretty cute. Is that her family? No, wait, that's her hair. Right? She has 3 layers of like braids basically. Nose, naturally. Turns the Phoenix. Well, yeah, base situation. Man, she's basically an identity. Their family. Wait, she even has duels? Age Corps, their family hierarchy. Family hierarchy also. Wait, they 2 family hierarchies in the game? No, probably 3. Zemu is probably also a family hierarchy. Mandatory class. I gotta do the first one. 1, 2, 3. Wait, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22 combos. Wow. I didn't realize there were so many. What else do you feel? Well, names design. That's all. Class have prayer for day. I've heard plenty about your mirror tech, which makes me wonder. Going by level of advancement in that technology, couldn't you have approached it from a different angle? She's gonna be the one lecturing me. You know how technological advancement usually goes. People invent for the sake of creation, only to have their inventions inevitably warped into weapons of destruction. Indeed, you show much promise already. As you surmise, now the mirror has in the past most been employed to share possibilities instead of reflecting them. You were supposed to provide more possibilities, but it is only the reduce towards the reflection, so I'm sure that's the angle most others wanted to see happen. Removal of potential risks. Sounds much more palatable than potential itself. Can't be practical. Technically, yeah, people talk much more about risks than opportunities. Fucking downer ass economy, I guess, over the world. Here again, yet destruction was a word that bore too much suffering from how I so aggress. It was abandonment of my own condemned follows and my life's work, making myself a fugitive from the past. And how'd you bring yourself to just abandon it? I can rest. With myself. Self that lies within. As you are aware, mirrors reflections. Reflection extends beyond the veils of our own reality. It reflects potentialities and latent strength in the world. Gathering among them. Technically, this is the same story as Virgilius'. Virgilius also peered into the mirror by some other means, by morbing. So how fucked up every other world is, and decided not to tolerate what happens in 99% of his alternate realities, and maybe this reality, the one where he suffers, but makes things a bit better. Yet even among them, the reflection of the greatest importance is that of the self. Let not the innumerable worlds of mirror enchant you gaze. First, one must direct their studies inwards and reflect upon oneself. And why is this even Caesar? Also, goddamn, her skirt should not allow this. Metaphysical approach to ego and reflective world. Oh. Learn how to be more true to myself by looking into the mirror. If they literally put a fucking mirror. The history has grown, Sinclair has grown. Was 20 run. Some knowledge, some courage. Man, they look so happy, what the fuck? Man, the next chapter better be, next song better be like sad as fuck. You know what I'm kind of afraid? That Mirso's chapter, Mirso's condo is gonna be like full of deaths. Because the French and Mirso's book were all about giving up. They were about like accepting fate, and imagine even if they're not gonna accept fate, someone's gonna like basically sacrifice themselves for other. And imagine Mirso's mother is gonna be like, he's gonna try to protect her or something, to fucking take a bullet for her or something. Like, the possibilities are pretty wild. The audience counter should be, I'm not sure if her counter like has already passed, because there's already a nice level in the game. I should recheck the older counters, because I forget who has already got their counter. But the possibilities out there, yeah, they're messed up. Technically, Roshi should be pretty wild, because Roshi's original story is just pure fucking ultra violence. But the build up for her story is like so slow that I think nothing will happen really. She'll just maybe cry once and that's it. If you're prepared to explain what you see in the mirror. Wait, did he actually pull up his mirror? For some reason, Citron appeared to hesitate before the mirror. Hey, you know, it's been a while since I looked into the mirror for so long. Melly, do you recall Sunjan? Was the Shi family who contacted you for a meeting? Yeah, the guy who said he was gonna show me precious flower that blooms only at night. You were me against me going out there. So I stayed inside. I wonder what kind of flower it was. I don't know you were actually looking forward to meeting him. No, of course not. You were wise to stay inside. It was revealed that you weren't the only person who was invited, my lady. While men had hired over assassins to ambush the meeting spot, I would have been waiting there to spring the trap you had you gone. Well, apparently he was outplayed and had his limbs and head out turned off as a punishment. What a relief. So she's ready to make friends and to live a normal life. Only still had the Wu branch under control. Stop it. We agreed to move on from that, remember? We don't have to talk about it. So Wu branch like got demolished or something, and he would be a part of the Wu branch. He'll be a horse. Horse mutant. That's her. I was brushing my hair and looking in the mirror as we were talking about. I realized that I no longer recognized the girl in the mirror. I don't know why, but I just found it so hard to meet her eyes. But I brushed it off because I had to. An experience like that was going to be a common occurrence anyway. And the family hardcore was always looming on the horizon. I'll skip something. Perhaps what you felt then may have been shame, but it is paramount to face oneself nonetheless. Nay, especially if so if it was. And Sinclair, what do you see? I see. Well, I just see myself smiling. I don't see what's so out of the ordinary. But it seems like Sinclair couldn't really bring himself to face the mirror. Hey, after what we just discussed, I think I understand something now. Now that I've had some quiet and time looking at my reflection, I think I uncovered a part of myself I've had hidden away for a long time. Wait, all three of those are gonna be revelations? Be true myself, okay now. Start increase. I had a very precarious time learning to converse with my inner self. Man, they're fucking shiny. Drain's grown 27, so like, what, 30% more stats? Classmate physical approach to Agile, leveled up to expert already? Damn, that was fast. Strangely, it didn't really take any bigger punishment for the was courage? Wow, what the fuck is this? Never debate. Dissection slash resists. He is lower now. No, we can't have him. Select a class. Wait, I cannot begin the class? What? My enter class? Oh, I had to click on. You can only do 2 at once. So if you do a random one. This one is also a random thing? You think it's a thing I would like teach you about courage or something? Okay. It is true that a station of teaching is prone to be one with a sense of bashfulness. When it's true, both cringed. Others who'd been glaring daggers at Tommy out for a good while finally decided to voice her doubts to Soli. So, what is Sancho that woman's supposed to teach? Have you not considered that her usual flippancy might only cause more trouble than war? You worry too much, Otis. While she may not look it, Sancho is extremely well versed in those adventure tales. And why would any of that matter? It's like a literature class, I guess. Have you yourself considered that pictures often appear when history is in the making? Oh, the boy? No, I didn't get it. Let us see here. Sandra took a second to savor the moment as though she had been preparing her whole life for it, then continued. Amongst the greatest pictures whose owner names were engraved in history. Oh, it's a history class? Modern history is no longer important because it's not about corpus, it's about the people corpus hire. Like individual visionaries, basically. Very latest comments amongst the greatest pictures of was commented lesson with the tale of the fixture UFA. There's no junk fate, is it? UFA? Who's that? The tale began in the year. Somehow. Are you done? Just how can she continue on in such lengths? She's been going for ages. That's come at the time to test my dedication to class. And the knowledge that should naturally come with it. A pop quiz, if that works. She actually goes on the fucking holding on her when she even find the time to praise. I can assure thee, it is a quiz of unreasonable difficulty thou hast paid attention to in the class. Or is it not? Does this pop quiz have prizes? But of course, I came prepared for such inquiries. I shall allow you a touch of my feet. Smell while you sweat if you do well. My arbit. For each correct answer, I shall bestow upon you from the very treasure chest of mine these precious fixer badges. Forsooth, I did not let a single day go by in which I did not polish each and every one of them on 3 separate occasions at the very least. I don't really need them. Hold on pause for their bonus rewards for the victory who by the end of this match carries more badges. Thou shalt attain the role of protagonist in the theoretical play of my making Fixer Chronicles UFA. This is an opportunity of a lifetime. I'm still not really some community invites. Still produce a reward, but if you're turning this into a competition, I will lose. Seriously? What, scared you lose? Is history weakness or something? I'll have you know that I was the teacher's pet in every single history class I took. Teacher's pet. I'll have you know that I was no matter subject showered with praise from every master I've ever had. Okay. Is he smirking or is he... like... happy, I guess, to have a condition? I did great in art class, pretty good in math too. I was just being humble because I didn't want to steal a thunder situation. Well then, let me tell you that I was training the master of at least 10 different disciplines every single day. And on one of those days, you know what one of my masters told me? He said, looks like Miss Teacher finally getting the feel for friendship. Friendships close in age, upwards in school. No, I can. Yeah, this is a really good demonstration. Moderation. Competition, eh? That's good. No matter how excellent the masters were, there are some experiences you just can't learn from teachers. Well, yeah, you probably can't compete with teachers. I tick-tocked in response. This year 505. What is the historical community's consensus on the most illustrious battle that victory of these said to have partaken in? Allow me to impart to thee a magic clue. If thou hast paid attention, as described on the 5 pages in which the victory was mentioned, this should not be a difficult question to answer. The honorable fixture of the Cyril in heaven who attained triumph in the battle of Rhino Free. I wonder if Wikipedia like is writing this down somewhere. The ancient history and natural lore of this world. Attained triumph in the battle of Rhino Tree in the year 465. As said, what was the worst ordeal she had to face in her career? Oh yeah, this one she had to forge onward despite watching her dear comrades fall one by one as they held the line to buy her time. That was too slow. Oh, think, young Citron, they were incorrect. Honorable fixtures to Cyril in heaven is required to have testified that the worst ordeal in her career was when she was forced to stand before her enemies with hair that was not luscious as simple as a point line breakage, because her delivery on the show softness to seize. What thou has suggested the oxygen was her 17th most difficult ordeal. Damn. Wait, the specialist same as Ricardo. Ricardo also fucking cares about his hair all the time. Oh, okay. She's speaking like she was actually there. The impression is quite understandable, for I am trained in the ways of really regaling these tales. But most of these are tales I have learned from books. Man, her vampire prowess, man. She should be fucking studied. Infinite memory. Potentially impossibly strong. Doesn't need to eat or... well, I'm not sure if she sleeps. Oh, yeah. And she basically has like 2 minds in that inside her head. Much like this, did I anticipate an opportunity to regale these tales to such audience, enough to study the ways of minstrels. There was a clear look of pride in her twinkling eyes. She's doing the fucking bonus. As generally flies when hearing tales of same adventures. Well, the stats are lower, but I guess they're like balanced out. What was the secret technique on the fixture? Lysander employed... Lysander? Wait, is that fucking Greek mythology? His resolution of the case of the Fey Forest. Speak its name in full. Fey Forest? Man, this game's lore. Nothing new really. Oh god, it's Summer Night Fantasia. Yet I cannot let pass such an unmotivated telling of his super ultimate move. Hardly could one internalize the true noble spirit of fixers by simply reciting it with such apathy. Thou must recreate the exact pose and the enunciation. Are you kidding me? Ooh. Come on, you can do this, Session. You can do this. This is nothing. Let's go. It's literally Yakuza 0 pose of Kiryu like successfully finishing a disco dancing dance, or him winning in pocket circuits. Man, this is epic. Beautiful. Also, goddamn, there's nothing there. Summer Night Fantasia. The enunciation was quite shaky upon the word illusions, yet thou hast demonstrated sufficient courage. Does I bestow upon ye this badge? The god Sanji's actually crying. I grow tired of this nonsense. Just how much longer are you planning to drag this on? Thus muttered the heroes then declared, I shall tear this evil storm asunder and find a place where this blade is the center of thy heart. Down the lights. Left side. Good gotcha. Only Sanju, who was watching Sinclair and Citron two-person play, suddenly wiped her tears away. Bro. Wait, she's making that super expression from the final part of Kanto 7. Certain minor details were missed, such as that Yofei, the fixer, was left-handed, and that he had the habit of playing with a lighter in his left pocket before every duel. Yet it was a wonderful reenactment indeed. I have no other critique to impart in it. When faced with great adversity in my adventures, rekindle a memory of Fame Fixer's final duel. Remember it well. Thus comes the end to lesson of the day. It was just for a moment, but I think I'm starting to get it. I get why she's so obsessed with fixers. I think history should be about not repeating mistakes so fast, but I guess epic story is also part of it. Tales of Exciting Adventures, only second part. There's still more. Oh well, let's see some more. So we get only the first few. Gain 16 HP on wait, how much does she have? 240? What the fuck? She got like a third of her HP increase. Okay, but yeah, we're gonna continue that in the next one. I have to go on the video Sky and Dragon, but it was definitely super hype. Really fun, I'm really glad that they're mixing in this kind of new things in here. So yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed Limbus or whatever game. Stay cool, gamer.